So, where have I been? I apologise for being gone for over a week and the video's not coming up. I was a bit poorly, and so that weren't fun. Plus, my wife is having to undergo some surgery this week, but nothing major, just procedures to have a look around, basically. And of course, my oldest daughter, Ivy, which you have met, she came with me to go see Road School Adventures. She's sensory autistic and she's been having a bit of problems at school. So that's been difficult managing that along with doing this. It's all been dragged everywhere. So we're going to start off by roughly working the wire where we need it so we can work out how long the length of the wire we're going to need. I like to leave a little bit extra just to make sure I can tidy things up in the right places. Undoing the footwell was relatively easy. It was the one where where your feet go when you first step in the van, step, I believe it's called. But once we got it done, it was out and everything just came out relatively easy. A few hidden screws, but we find them in the end and get them out. It works well. I'm pleased with it. Oh, right. So I've run the cable. I'll show you. Cable's going all through here underneath this. Now this was a pain in the backside to do, right? Because this little noggin down there was really well hidden. But run the cable along, giving myself enough slack to tidy. Oh God, giving myself enough slack to tidy up for to neaten it up down that end. Just so I can tidy wires away without them being too stretched. Oh, caught my finger while doing it. Really hurts. Ow. Anyway, good thing is, wire's now going through. All I've got to do is just tighten this all back up. Ultimately, you don't have to run it under here. You can do it via the roof and down. This way just saves on wire, and it can be done really easy. So, all I've got to do, tighten this up, and then, yeah, job's a good one. Well, not entirely, because I still got to do the battery bit, but what I'll do, I'll tighten all this bit up, then I'll do the battery, and then that's done. And then on to the diesel heater. Good. The time, I will apologise for like the time lapse because obviously this is a confined space, so getting right angle and everything it doesn't work the best. And I'm a big boy and I take up a lot of room. So yeah, I'll tighten this all up and then we'll do the battery bit. I'll show you how to do that. Hello in this tight space. So see if they get their angles right. Your battery's out. No, not your battery's not out. Let's redo that again. Right, so I've tightened all this up. Yep. Got the battery cover off. Yeah. Right. So to connect the battery, you need your wire going to the positive here. But obviously, you need your MIDI fuse, which is this bad boy. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to attach that there, run the wire into there, and then coming out round, and I will attach it onto this doings here. Yeah. And then that's that done. Sounds simple? Should be. We'll find out. So, MIDI fuse going around, through to there, joining onto this bad boy here, coming down there, into there. Obviously I've left slack here so I can tighten this up against there. I did that. But let's now test at this end. Alright, engine's running. And as you can see, bolt charge coming in. Right, so day 2. I finished. You can see that. Putting the bit there, it's only temporary, just keep the wire safe until I make the actual step. But the wire's all tucked away, put them, connects to the battery, and like you've seen, its bolt charge is working, so boom. Now we're going to install this lovely thing here, which is the battery, which will keep the battery still, safe, and it also has this on there to stop any, what's the word, damage. For some reason I couldn't think of the word there, words escape me. Yes, all in all, as soon as I've got everything all wired up, I can then begin tidying the wires away, making them look nice and, trying to make it look nice and pretty, even though it's wires, so it doesn't exactly look pretty, but yeah, doing the best of what we've got. Yeah, so let's do this. Battery all nice in place, ain't going nowhere. Now I know, well, trying to do this without editing it. Words, no good. Granted that it's in a bracket now, but for extra security and obviously to follow British guidelines for electrical equipment and vans, what have you, it has to have a secure bracket anyway, and common sense would say to have a secure bracket. But not only is it going to have this bracket, I'm going to box this in so you're not going to see it. It'll be accessible, but I think having the wires exposed just looks a bit untidy, in my opinion. So I'm going to make it look all nice and fancy, fancy dancy. But yeah, all in place, and then obviously as soon as I switch everything on, ta-da! And obviously because the engine's not running, as you'll see there, it's not got any absorption coming in, it's just on standby. Basically it only draws power in when the engine's running. That's the whole point of your DC to DC charger. But obviously the solar is constantly drawing energy in, and I was quite surprised because even with the cloudy weather, it's generating a lot of power, more than what I thought it would generate. So I'm actually quite impressed with that. When Vunk supply equipment, they supply a hell of a good equipment. Anywho, these bad boys. Now, legally, you have to have these in Britain anyway, because of safety features, but these will save your life. If there's like an influx of charge, it'll stop you getting electrocuted. Yeah. Yeah. So obviously this is for our shore hookup, and then this is for our 230 plug, and then obviously your 12 volt. So yeah, for now, because I'm still humming and hawing on where to put the shore hookup, whether this side or that side, not sure. I just want it to be the best. Yeah. I want it to be the most accessible, but also convenient. Not a case of where you're going to have park it up and the wire is going to be traipsing over where you could have a potential awning, or where you have your door open. You can then see this wire. Maybe on the other side where it's out the way, you're not going to see it, and trip hazards reduced. That's my thoughts. Whether I'll do that or not is another thing. But yes, everything. Yes, everything is up and running. Hello. So future me. Unfortunately, take these off. Unfortunately, I've ran out of time to record for the rest of the video. So I'll continue next week with the recording. We're going to do the diesel heater, and I'm going to wire in the fan as well, and then we've got to start on doing the flooring, getting the right flooring down that we want, and obviously the paneling. And if there's anything that you lot can think that would look nice or would be suitable, or any recommendations that you guys would have, drop it down in the comments below and I'll have a look at it, because I'm still not 100% sure on what to choose, the style and what have you. So, you know, any ideas or recommendations, like I say, drop it down. So yeah, no, I appreciate your watching, taking the time to like and subscribe, and please share us on Facebook, find us on Facebook as well, and like our page. All the help and support you guys give is gonna help us further along, and hopefully we'll be able to do some really amazing things. I have an end goal, well, not an end goal, but a goal at some point with doing the vans, is to eventually do something for charity of some kind, maybe mental health, or cancer charity, or Parkinson's or something like that. We'll see. Who knows? We might get to that point, we might not be able to. Who knows? I'm hopeful, you know, that's a goal of mine to be able to do. So yeah, I hope you all have a lovely weekend, and I will see you all next week. Thank you. Bye.